Good morning. Today is July 27th. It is 8:30 in the morning. Being it's summer, it's actually a delightful 59 degrees right now. Vermont versus the southern New England end. We're going to head in today. We are going to be passing through a brief part of the Five Bogs, but then heading south to explore some new territory there. I had found a junction that up until a couple of weeks ago was theory. Having found that, we're going to explore down that way and get a look at the lay of the land there, look for sign in there, and hopefully find something in there. So we're going to get going, hit the trail and all that, and
so
we'll see what we find.
You guys may recognize this trail. We were here a couple of weeks ago. During that time, we found a junction point, part of which heads south. And there's a series of area in there I've not gotten to because for a while I didn't realize there was a trail going there. So that is today's game plan. We're going to be exploring that and doing, well, your typical look for ground sign as well as aerial survey with the drone. The one thing I'm firstly uncertain of will be how much aerial real estate there'll be by the meadow that makes up the junction point to see if I can get the drone in the air there, because that would be ideal. There's 3 wetlands that are within fairly easy striking range of that I could get to. A couple of tree breaks here, but they're hold on. That one, and once we get there, another one, a couple actually, and they look like they're probably naturally occurring. There's a big one too. But again, this meadow may or may not avail me the available real estate to avoid annoyance value with the drone's obstacle avoidance stuff. If not, I'll have to improvise that, but that is the first portion of our plan. After that, we're going to veer south on that junction and explore down there, at which point, having not been down that way, we are basically going to wing it. There is a series of unexplored wetlands there as well in my testing the water source theory, but I'm not sure where they and the trail intersect, so there might be a need for bushwhacking. So that's the morning plan. I'm going to close this segment here to allow for later usage of the camera, and once we're kind of going into the unknown, we'll see where that is. It's getting warmer as the sun comes up. Hopefully that'll give the bugs reason to go away. There's not a lot of flies, but the mosquitoes are out. But that's the plan. So we're going to end this segment here and pick up a little bit later. Thank you. quick update. We made it to the first junction meadow. And I had two options. There's like a little hiking trail junction bridge I might have been able to poke through the canopy with, but kind of a small aerial window for drone obstacle avoidance to get cranky with. I got to the meadow itself and there was a flat spot big enough, and the opening was actually big enough to get the drone out without a lot of attitude, so I was able to get the thing up. Took it up initially about 250 feet to get decent video of the pond I was hoping to, and then took it up to about 375 to pan around and get the kind of the bird's eye view of the surrounding region, which gave us a pretty good view, and we think we got some pretty good video. So that's where I'm going to leave this for now. Again, I'm going to save battery. Only wildlife encounter to date so far has been scaring a ruffled grouse. Actually, we are going to do a quick bushwhack into what's probably a scenic little pond, if I can do this without too much grief. And I think I know which pond this is, or the back side of it. And if I can get through this without too much grief. I hate these damn underbrushy things though, because you can't always see where you put your feet, as I've made many cranky rejoinder about before. It's really annoying. But this is the backside of a pond, and it's very muddy shore from, I took pictures of, I think, from over there. So today, if that asshole of a horsefly will, God forbid, leave me alone, get a nice shot of this, since I didn't realize we were so close, but I should have, because I got a piece of this in the drone segment. But here is the pond from, as a fly lands on my camera to mock me. And it's actually kind of a peanut shaped thing. There's like part of it over there. And nice little pond. Didn't realize the junction ran behind it so closely, but it does. So we're going to wrap this segment up with a nice view of this, and then I'm going to put this down so I can be hands-free to get myself back to the trail and keep exploring, because now we're kind of in the ad-lib part of it where I haven't been down this trail, and like I said, I know there's other wetlands down the way. I haven't been in there though, so I don't know where the proximity is to the trail. Quick check-in, so we are be doing that from scratch. We've been going past that junction for, I don't know, a little over half an hour now. Past a couple of small ponds. Nothing spectacular. I recognize one from checking maps. And we're about at the point on a map where we may or may not intersect with a sizable wetland that you can also reach from the southern starting point. So if we were going to walk all the way through, I guess we're kind of at the halfway point. And if we don't intersect soon, we're going to start working back into a sweep through the traditional 5 bogs, or the backside of it anyway. And because if I'm being honest, the bug factor is starting to wear on me. The mosquitoes are becoming very insistent, and I don't see us intersecting with any wetlands. So the steepness is becoming a factor too. So I think we're going to call it here and explore what we have, kind of consolidate where we were. Because I was hoping I'd be able to see, my God, there's a lot of horseflies around me right now. I wish you'd be able to see it through the woods, but just to make the point, that is the denseness of the woods, and I don't know if you can see the horseflies, but the tree cover is actually pretty dense. And there might be enough of a window in here to get a drone up, but you know, this fern crap too, so it's kind of daunting and puts undue wear on the propellers when it lands in this crap too. Of course, I could have it land on my hand, but I just, again, it's like thick tree covers. I don't really know that we're particularly near anything right now, but we're gonna consolidate our knowledge of what we have here, and I just thought I would check in. One pond, kind of a smallish, marshy, muddy water affair. Dark brown water, easily recognized from the trail. The other one's a little bigger, a little more diverse, kind of similar to the one I had on the earlier segment. And got to look at that. Other than that, a couple of interesting tree breaks and a couple of potential animal vocals or whatever. Nothing definitive though. So we'll call this segment here and continue on. Wood knocks. Be nice if I could hear anything over the horseflies buzzing around my head. Somewhere in there, I heard wood taps or something, maybe a woodpecker. Didn't really sound like one though. Jury's out. heard my whining, but again, I don't know if it's catching the fact I'm surrounded by about 30 deer flies, and every time I stop, they do too. All right, I'm going to stop recording for a moment so I can listen more.